Hi, this is Ann. Today I want to show you how you can make yourself a nice pot. The colors I'm gonna use is green and turquoise, my cadmium yellow or lemon yellow if you have, carmine or a pinkish color, and white. So this is just craft paint I'm gonna use at the moment, and you get yourself a cling wrap. That's a type of that you put over in your kitchen over the food, leftover food or something, over a bowl or whatever you can use it for. So I always divide my canvas in 4. That's where my pots is, and that's where my tablecloth will be. So I'm just gonna make a nice pot here. And what I also do is, if you take your line through the middle, I always just try and put it just on the one side or the other side. You can see I moved it a little bit. There's my line. So as I told you before, everything is ovals and shapes and cones and whatever you can try and use. So I'm gonna make a pot something like this. That's gonna be my inside of my bowl. And then my tablecloth will be somewhere in that area there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paint. If you have got a big canvas, it works better on a big canvas, but I haven't got one now, or I don't want to do this on a big canvas now. So I'm just going to drop in some of my colors, and I want it to be more turquoise and green than any other color. And I just want to put a little bit of my, oh, that was too much. Came out too quickly there. I'm just going to spread it on the other area. Then I want a little bit of my yellow in there. And then I just want a drop of my white. Really don't want a lot of white into this pot. And you could even, let me just see if I've got another. I took the wrong green. I wasn't in the mood for that green, but yeah, I want to take a little bit of this green as well. And then I'm going to take let me just wipe this clean, make a little bit of space for myself. And then I'm going to take my cling wrap. I just want the pieces slightly bigger than that, so I'm just going to tear off this area there. I'm just going to scrunch it up and put it over my pot like this. And if it's a big area, you can just flatten it with your hands, but this is it's a small canvas, so I'm just going to dab it with my finger and make sure I keep it in the area that I want it to. I don't want to go into my background too much, not that it bothers me, but for the sake of the video it's better if you can maybe see. I just want to squish it up a little bit. And then you just take that, pull it up towards you. And if you really want, you can maybe just take your palette knife and clean the areas that bothers you, but I usually don't worry too much about that. You can just fix that anyway with your brush when you start to paint there. So I'm just going to take that into the background. And now I'm going to leave that to dry, and then I will come and paint on top of that. I just saw I missed a spot there. Let me just take a little bit to put there. If you don't want to make, because this is very thick, if you don't want to, you don't like it, I'm just going to show you. You can scrape it off and put the greenish colors maybe there. Usually I don't worry too much about this, but if it's thick, it's rather better to scrape it off. Otherwise it's going to make yourself a line on the outside of the pot that can maybe not look that good to you. Now I can just let it dry, and then I will show you what I'm going to do on top of this. Okay, this is dry now, so I decided to I've got red left here, so I'm going to do my background red and make a white and a black checkerboard tablecloth. And honestly I don't really know what I'm going to do with my flowers, but I will decide when I get there. So I'm just going to quickly cover my background. I'm just going to paint it a flat color. I'm not going to worry too much. You can see the green is coming through there. I don't mind that. I can maybe just take off that pencil lines. Let me just quickly take that off. I'm just going to make it a bright, warm background, and then we will take it from there. So when you start with this, you can decide to cut into your pot. Just make sure that's how you want it to look. I didn't put the wash on my back of my board. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I think I'm going to let my light maybe come from the right, because I've got a lot of shadows that's coming through there that I don't know if I will be able to cover up. Usually my light is coming from I like to let my light come from the left hand side. I train myself for that, so now I will need to think about the light coming from the other side. So I'm just gonna cover my tablecloth now quickly, and then I will start with my flowers. So I'm just gonna make it black and white checkerboard, and hopefully I can cover that green there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able, but we will hope. And if we don't cover it very nicely, then maybe it can have a little bit of a shadow effect. So I'll worry about that when I see after I've put on the white and the black, and then I will worry about that. I didn't plan it, but you can see my black is going to go into that area there, so I'm saved by the bell, so to speak. And I will need to maybe go over a second time with my white, but I will do that afterwards. I'm not going to worry about that now. So I'm just going to take my black and do the same thing. And remember, you can turn your painting around if it's not too big until it suits you, because it's sometimes better and turn it and work from the side that's the easiest for you. Now you must decide when you come to this area as well that you maybe can just cut into your pot if there's maybe something that's not right there, if you need to alter something or something like that. I don't know why this one is so high and that one's so I'm just going to lower this one a little bit. You can see there's my pencil line. And I'm just going to take that black line across, even if it's white there at the back. I'm just going to take it some places a little bit over, and some places leave it a little bit, just to give that little bit of a backdrop against the background. And you can even make your black lines like that, and then work from there. White, so this one is black. And I will also extend that black line there, because you always need a shadow underneath your pot where it's touching the area, the floor or the table, or doesn't matter what it touches, but it must be darker there. I'm thinking about just making a few of these. This is very beautiful for me. Oh, I wish we had something like this in South Africa in the wild, in the wild grasses. It's a Canada goldenrod seed, I don't know what further, but I'm not going to paint it exactly like that. I'm just going to give it something like resembles that. So let's get starting. So I think I'm gonna take my Tiki graphic rod ring, and I'm just gonna maybe make 1 or 2 or 3 stems or 5, I will see. Take it up to there, and I think it's got this kind of overlapping thingy here, so I'm just gonna make myself a few. Actually, I don't like to draw these things because they restrict you too much, but yeah, let's try it. It can maybe look nice if I've just got a few of these in here. Sometimes you must just try and do something different of what you are used to. It also helps to maybe, you know, then sometimes you do it and you see, oh, but it actually looks nice, something that you would maybe not have done before. Okay, these things has got a little bit of, I see they've got a little bit of stems that go like that. So I'm gonna just maybe leave this for the backdrop of the little stems and just make the little yellow flowers. I will just see. Usually when I start, my ideas doesn't work like I planned, you know, they always keep changing, and yeah. So that's one. I can maybe put in another one there. Overlapping a few areas. You can even, instead of painting these, you can even use a paint pen or something. Maybe I must do that. I will just see that now when I start to decide what I'm going to do with my little flowers. I've always got great intentions, but as I said, they not always work out the way I decide in my head. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I've got these thin leaves that sort of comes around the stem here. I always try to overlap some of my areas. It's not always possible, and I think I'm just gonna put in a few more because this pot is very big, so it does look as if there is something needed. Maybe I should have overthink it and maybe just put the big flowers in, but yeah, that's something I don't do. I don't think too much. I just start and jump in, and then I'm just gonna maybe a little bit, while I've got the pin, I'm just gonna put a little bit of my lines in here. I think I'm gonna put in another one here as well that comes out to that area. It's a little bit too much open spaces for me. Okay, so I'm just going to take my little bit of my green and I'm going to start, and I will maybe need to go over this. Oh, this brush is not very nice, but I'll see how far I come. So I'm just going to quickly do the green leaves and then I'll worry about the flowers. So the ones that's in front, you can see that are overlapping at some places. I hope you can see that. There, there, there. So I'm just going to go for a second coat over those ones that is overlapping. And then I'm going to bring in a little bit of my lemon yellow or my white. I will just see. Well, I'm just going to quickly go over some of them anyway that lost a little bit of color when they dried. Okay, now I'm just going to take a little bit of my yellow and I'm going to highlight the areas that's in front. The ones that are overlapping one another. I'm only going to worry about those now. Okay, and then the other ones I'm just going to touch here and there. I'm not going to highlight them all the way. I'm just putting a little bit of white with that one. I just want to make sure the ones overlapping are standing out a little bit more. Okay, I think that's enough. So I'm just going to do my yellow now. It's actually, if you look at the photo, it's a small flower, each and every one of them. But it's too small there to do that. So I'm just gonna make something similar. And I'm just going to take my I just want to see what it's going to do if I put a little bit of my white into that, my red into that yellow. I just want to make a few that can be maybe a little bit of at the back of the flowers be. So I'm just going to make a few that can be a shadow area on the flowers, and then I will highlight with my yellow. And I hope you can see that. Maybe I must try and take my hand out of the way. I'm not going onto the orange that I've put down, or the yellow, the orangey or red and yellow that I've put down. I try and avoid that and just put it around the areas that those can work like a type of a shadow for me. But I must say, I see now that they are drying, they are totally You can't almost see it in the background, so but I'm not going to worry about that now anymore. I'm just going to highlight and see what happens, and then I will decide. So I'm just taking a little bit more white into my yellow, and I'm just going to highlight certain areas, not the whole thing. And I think I'm almost done. I will just maybe try and put a little bit of a stem in there, and then some areas, not all of them. I'm just taking my black with a little bit of yellow. Green is still coming through, but I'm not gonna get myself into a panic about that, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of black here and there, a little bit more, because you can see it needs definitely a second coat. I love this black and white, even for inside your house on the floor. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful for me. Okay, I'm just gonna bring some. Oh, it's still wet there. I'm just gonna bring a little bit of my, using my pen, just making sure you can see that area there, putting in a stronger line there to show the pot is in front there. I'm not going to go everywhere. I'm just going to go in certain areas a little bit more with my pen, and the rest I'm just going to leave as is. And I'm almost just put a little bit of black lines in the ones that's in front, and here and there where I can see I need a little bit more of my, you know, a little bit more like a definition in there. And I don't want to overdo it. You can easily overdo it. Like this one in front here, I can just maybe go slightly over the areas where it overlaps, just to make sure it shows off the overlap nice. You can even use your finger to dab a little bit into the wet ink to, you know, to just blur it out a little bit. And I think that's all I'm gonna do, and I think I'm finished. I'm just going to sign my name. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I could let you learn something. If I did, I would be very glad. And I will definitely see you again if you liked it. And you must take care and have a great day.